Number 1, which of the following is an equivalent form of the expression 15x plus 24ax? Right off the bat, when it says which of the following, they are straight up telling you, look at the answers first. I generally tell students to look at the answers first on the SAT because it can give you valuable clues as to how to approach a problem. But in this one, they're telling you which of the following is equivalent. So I have this one 39ax squared that looks different from all the rest. And all these three have parentheses. But first, let's look at 39ax squared. So what they did there is they said, I can add these together because 15 plus 24 is 39. I've got an a and I've got two x's, so that's ax squared. Is that how that works? No, it's not. When we are adding like terms, those x's on the outside, they don't change. They just don't. So if I have x plus x, I do not get x squared, I get 2x. So that one is out. Let's look at our next options. All three of these have parentheses with a number or a variable outside the parentheses. So what they've done is they have taken out a factor, not necessarily the greatest common factor, but they have taken out a factor from this expression. So when I look at this, I go, what could come out of here? There's two places I need to look. I need to look at the numbers, and then I also need to look at the variables. So I have 15 and 24 as my constants, my numbers. I have this one a that's by itself, and then I have this pair of x's. So for the numbers, I go, well, 3 goes into both 15 and 24. So one option is I could take out 3, and that would leave, when I divide 15 by 3, I get 5. When I divide 24 by 3, I get 8. Now amongst the variables, if there were an a attached to both of them, I could pull out an a, but there isn't. There's only an a on this second one, so the a has to stay behind. Now the x's, there is an x on both of them, so I can pull out an x. In fact, I'm going to scoot this 3 over a little bit, and I'm going to pull out that x. And so there's no x's left behind. I just have my plus 3x times 5 plus 8a. But there's a twist, and this is where you have to be very careful because, and I admit, when I was going through this very quickly, I initially made this mistake. I saw 5 plus 8a, boom, and I'm like, there's my answer, and I moved on. Ooh, no, because look what they did. They were tricky. They put an x outside the front there, not a 3x. Okay, well, this answer that I got doesn't match any of them, so what happened? Well, first off, again, they're being tricky because they have that 5 plus 8a after you pull out 3x, but that's an x, not a 3x. That one's not right. This one up here, can you pull out a 39 out of 15 and 24? No. That leaves D. D is our only option. So what did they do with D? They didn't pull out the 3. They did not pull out the greatest common factor. They only pulled out the x. So that 15 stayed in there, and that 24 stayed in there. They only pulled out the x. Now, if you were given this problem and were asked to simplify it, then you would have to pull out the 3. But this is not a simplify question. It's just saying equivalent. What's the same? What's another version of this? And D is the only one of those that is equivalent to the original.
If this
They
was
were
helpful
awfully
or
tricky
useful
with
in
putting
any
that
way,
C
please like,
answer
share,
in there.
subscribe. You know the drill. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Number
Hope you have a
2,
great day.
the
See you later.
formula
Bye.
D equals RT is used to calculate the distance an object travels over a period of time T at a constant rate R.